put in your home? Can't see where the hell I am. Where's the button? Hello. Hey guys. Hi. Today I'm going to be working on Mr. Dose, my MR2 project. That's this car in front of me. If you're new to my channel, there's a link up above. We'll get you caught up on this car's progression. So as you can see, it's partially nice looking. This rear quarter panel looks good, but then you got crap like this, and like this. So anyway, today I need to start getting the body ready for paint prep. Now I'm not gonna be painting the whole car because it has been painted already, but because I replaced the front left fender and the mirrors and door handles and other trim pieces were never shot when the rest of the car was, those all need to get sprayed. Which means I need to get Forrester Gump here moved out of the garage. Real mature Forrester Gump.
Story 2. I played the first one and the second one's in 3D this time. It's really cute.
This box right here is something I ordered for the MR2 and really excited about these. I got them from MR2 Heaven. This is nice. It's like metal wrapped in rubber with hardware on the back side. It's rubber right here. This is really nice quality. I'm actually really impressed. So anyway, this piece right here will go right there and delete the side marker on the side of the car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the JDM side markers that is just like a little orange blob that goes on the side of the fender, and I'm gonna mount those instead of having this side marker on the side of the car. I'm amazed that I was able to just point to that without looking at the viewfinder. Yeah, shout out to MR2 Heaven for, they gave me like 30% off on these things, so that's pretty cool. I gotta clean my garage. This right here is the underbelly plastic. It goes under the nose of the car. So I wanna get that nice and clean, and I'm gonna reinstall it under the car. It's getting really bad out there. This is gonna be a nasty storm. I brought Forrester Gump in the garage and obviously the MR2 is in here. I hope Teeter Tot doesn't get any hail dents out there. I'm gonna be really sad if he does. Need to get this underbelly plastic up on the bottom of the car. Where art thou, hardware? 1 bolt, 2 bolt. Holy crap, I'm way off. Samsonite. Why is this so confusing? This is like a math problem that can't be solved. Putting the underbelly plastic on the bottom of this car is a chore. It's not a matter of putting the circle peg in the circle hole and the square peg in the square hole. It's like putting the state of, what's a really difficult state outline wise? I don't know what I'm talking about. I need a taco. I'm hungry. I'm so glad I put this hardware back in its hole where it came from. I would not have a clue where any of this stuff goes. Oh, there's a mosquito. Get. No. I don't have to go get some bug spray. I'm not doing the bug bite thing again. Sometimes you make big leaps in progress and sometimes you just inch forward. And this is an inch forward kind of day, but there's always tomorrow. Super fries. didn't have everything completely 100% buttoned up underneath here because I was planning on dropping the fuel tank on this car. The reason why I was going to drop the fuel tank also is because the heater core line is cracked and it's leaking. So I have the heater core bypassed right now so it doesn't leak. Oh, now there's no tension from the parking brake. And get this hardware in its hole correctly. So this spring right here needs to somehow, oh, this is gonna be a peach. Should probably do this side first. I'm really sorry for the poor lighting. I really, really am. Oh my God, I can't do this and hold the camera at the same time. This is so hard. Clip in your home. Nope. This is your home? Good gravy. Oh my God. Goodbye. Bye. Morning, peoples. Next morning, and I can safely say Teeter Tot did not pick up any hail damage overnight. Move Forrest Gump out of the garage. And, oh, what is this? Is there a gumball inside my house? No, it's a spider, a black widow, the size of a friggin' gumball. I didn't even know they got that big. Come, bee. Come here. Come here, bee. There's a bee flying around my garage. I was trying to catch the bee, but apparently he just wants to be left be. All right, I said I was gonna be starting at the front of the car and kind of working my way back. At least I think I said that, and if I didn't, that means I cut it out of the video. But yeah, I'm gonna be starting at the front of the car and working my way back. Aha. That off. Upper light off. Because it has pop-up headlights, I can see the headlight from underneath here. I don't know why that's so amazing to me. It is. House of your home. Ouch. That hurt. I had the GoPro up in the fender well. And it fell and it landed on my upper lip. I hit my tooth. That didn't feel too good. Now that I got the front bumper stripped of all its bits and pieces, I need to make some cuts for the fog lights. I already know what some of you are gonna say. You're like, why are you cutting that perfectly good front bumper? And you have to in order for these fog lights to be mounted. So what I'm gonna have to do is trim the front bumper. Good thing I got the internet to help me know where to make the cuts. I'm gonna get some blue 3M painter's tape first to put along the paint so that way I don't damage the paint. Measure once, cut twice. Measure twice, cut once. 8 inches. So there's a notch right here in the fog light housing for that trim piece. Let's say 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 inches right here. Okay. So I'm gonna cut just a little bit inward just in case, and I can trim it later if I have to. Now I don't exactly have a particular cutting tool for this that's probably best suited. There you go. That was nerve-wracking. I'm sweating my butt off now just from doing that. Like, I don't know, I was just like super nervous cutting up a perfectly good bumper for a car that they barely make parts for anymore. I still have to cut the back of the bumper out so the fog light will clear, but oh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. So it's a good thing I measured twice because when I slide this in all the way, it'll be nice and flush fit. But I'm having its little chicken skewers and then potatoes and roasted peppers, and then that's a big leaf, I believe, and it's stuffed with rice. So yeah, and I got some tzatziki sauce to dip this in. It's really good. I got it from Sprouts. It's kind of like a Whole Foods, I guess. But I like to cook. I actually really love to cook, but I don't have time to cook meals with constantly working on these cars and editing the videos and stuff, because it takes so much time to do this work on these cars. I know it doesn't really seem like it in a video, like especially right now. I mean, what have I really gotten done so far on this car? But I mean, really, I'm spending the entire day out here in the garage, so it doesn't leave me much time to cook anymore, and it's kind of sad because I love cooking. And there we go. Both sides are cut out. I'm not going to put the fog lights on just yet. What I am going to do though is the next step, and that is wet sanding the front bumper. Now, I know you're probably wondering, why am I doing this right now, considering it still has to be paint work to be done on this car? But the thing is, it's just pieces and stuff that need to be painted. So I'm gonna start with the cut and buff on this front bumper. That way, while I have the fog lights off, it's a lot easier to get around the fog lights and stuff. Ooh, something tells me I have to go to the auto parts store and get some more 1500 grit because I don't have a lot left. So exactly 11 months ago, I did my first video on wet sanding on this car. When nuts, It's crazy I've had this project for that long and it's still not done. I'm sorry. I'm trying my hardest. So, wet sanding. I'm now gonna wet sand the front bumper, and if you didn't ever watch that video that I did on how to wet sand, there's a link up above and you can check that out and learn how to do it. So, I'm not gonna really give much instruction in this video because I already did a video on that. Now that I'm making my way over to the side here of the bumper, I gotta point out right here along this top edge is a spot where there's no paint, and it's a huge bummer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop wet sanding probably right around here. So that way when I get the paint mixed up for the car, I can touch this area up and then re-wet sand this area to even it down. So I don't wanna eat away at the clear coat right here because I need some material to be able to re-wet sand this area. It is completely wet sanded now and ready to be buffed. So what I did not do though is down in here inside the front lip I didn't wet sand any of that because I don't care if there's orange peel down here, and I'd rather have thicker clear coat to withstand rock chips than having perfect glossy shiny paint. So I'm not gonna wet sand any of this just for durability reasons. But aside from that, I mean, it came out pretty good. There's a couple little low spots here around where the Toyota emblem goes, but I don't want to get the paint too thin around where the holes are at, so I'm gonna leave that be. And then there's a couple little spots where it fish-eyed in the clear coat when they painted it, and I'm just gonna leave those be because I don't really care. I'd rather have thicker clear coat for rock chip reasons. Now I could polish it and then start in the next panel, but I think what makes most sense is to just wet sand the entire car and do the whole polish process at once. That way it's not like I overlap a little bit in the next panel and then buff onto it, and then when I wet sand that panel I accidentally sand onto the panel I just buffed. I don't want to have that overlapping issue. So while I'm up here on the front of the car, I'm going to now wet sand these guys and polish these up too, since I'm on the front of the car. Just FYI, you guys, I'm gonna be in Vegas next week at SEMA, so I'm not gonna be able to work on these project cars next week, and I'm trying to make extra videos this week so that way there won't be a delay in uploads for you guys. So bear with me. I'm working my butt off. Literally from the second I get up, I'm doing something on either work on these cars or editing until the second I fall asleep. I literally lay in bed with my laptop editing, trying to make like headway on the next video. Nobody wears low ponytails anymore for a reason. I look like I just came out of the water, and not in a good way. I don't care. I just don't want my hair getting caught in this buffer. That would be very bad. It's hard to capture it in the light. Look at that. That's just the first stage of polishing. It's that Jescar Compound. I love this stuff. This stuff, Jescar Compound, right there. It's 2 parts, correcting and polish. There's a link down below if you're interested in this stuff. I love it. It's legit, it's really good stuff. Look at that. Hi. I can see you guys in it. That's so amazing. I know that may look sketchy on camera, but I'm a lot more careful than I look. Trust me. Yeah, dude, that's gonna look so good. Oh man, that's gonna look so good once this is all polished up. It's 5:30. I'm gonna edit this video right now so that way you guys have something to watch tomorrow. And then I have something different planned for the next video. So hopefully you'll enjoy the next one. But yeah, this is gonna be a long process, you guys. It's a lot of labor to do the entire cut and buff on this whole car, and I'm doing a bunch of little things along the way too, because I don't wanna just like half-ass this to make it look good for YouTube. Like, I'm trying to do this correctly and have this car look good, legit in person, because I'm going to probably sell this car. As much as it hurts to sell it, I don't wanna sell it, but I have to because I gotta build another project car for you guys. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon with another. Bye. Pumpkin. Literally everything I've been drinking like this month so far has been pumpkin flavored because I'm bougie like that, and it's October and that's what you're supposed to do. And of course you gotta wear booties whenever possible because it's fall.